Well, welcome back to the Belgrade Arena, and apologies again for that loss of picture at the end of the first half. Technical difficulties continuing. Hopefully the link has been restored. Now we'll keep our fingers crossed. The second half just getting underway. Denmark are now just 2 goals behind. It's going to be a free throw. The Macedonians, well, they spent a 6-minute spell in the first half, keeping the Danes out and scoring 5 times. Stoilov and Lazarov, a perfect combination at right back and line player. If the defence doesn't come out, the line player gets it, and if they stay on the line player, then Lazarov goes through to score. That's going to be a free throw. And the Landin looks surprised. That's an attacker's foul. Surely they run straight into Lauga. Well, it's not the way the Spanish referees see it. And the EHF delegate Viktor Polanenko has had to come over there to Wilbeck, who's getting increasingly excited on the line. Well, that certainly looks to me like a foul from the Macedonians. Lindberg, the player, I think it was fouled, and that's going to be a 2-minute suspension, the second of the game for Kasper Nielsen, the defence specialist. Penalty has been given. He's got to watch himself one more, and it's a red card. He's livid. Windmill feint to get past him. He held on to him as he went through, made a bit of a meal out of it, in fairness, and so Landin faces up to another. Well, it's a free throw only. Interesting one because he was at the line. So the defence now is going to be fully stretched, but they still can't afford to give space to Kirill Lazarov to push up in a 4-1 defence and pay the price. Mirkulovski finds space at the back instead, with only 4 defenders across the back. Brings up the 20. Denmark put Bo Spelleberg into the frame now in attack, number 13. Player who was called up. Nothing given by the referees. The ball stays for Macedonia while Denmark is still short-handed. Ristovski. Kirill Lazarov. Taking a little time to get the line player in place. Stoilov, number 5. Not being used in defence, and he's just slotting in. Top scoring for Macedonia, Stoilov with 6 in the first half. Kirill Lazarov is on 5. You can just see number 5 ambling in there as Mirkulovski, the playmaker, is brought down. And the crowd seem delighted. Look at that sea of red and yellow. And it's almost as if Macedonia were playing a home match here. So many spectators have turned up. Moisovski waits on the other side into the wing. There's plenty of width on it. Tries to spin the ball, overspun it. He stays down, and the referees stop the clock. Fell awkwardly. Let's have a look again and see. Kirill Lazarov sucks in the defenders, puts the ball wide. Temelkov takes off. Well, I can't see any obvious cause other than he may well have winded himself, falling from a great height. So Denmark, after suffering 5 goals without reply for a 6-minute spell in the first half, it took them 14-9 down, and then they went still further ahead at one point, 19-13. But they scored the last 3 goals of the first half to get themselves back into the frame again. Half-time score, 19-16 to Macedonia. Bo Spelleberg scored first in the second half, his 3rd goal of the game. Mirkulovski has responded with just 3 goals in it. Denmark short-handed. It allows Mikkel Hansen, number 24, in the bottom of the picture to be individually marked, and Toft Hansen, number 19, the line player, has come out to help. He's been closely marked, as is Spelleberg now. Running out of options, nearly taken. Toft just grabbed the ball, but that could have been a scoring chance if he could have taken the pass first time round. Attacking foul, say the referees. Well, the Danes might say that looks suspiciously like the same kind of action at the far end when it was given the other way. And that's exactly the action that Lauga is doing. So Nielsen's back on again. Denmark have served out the 2-minute suspension with just that single goal. Not a bad effort. Stoilov back into the frame, then coming into the attack, trying to connect with Lazarov. He stands to the side. He waits for the moment to run in behind when the defence moves up. He's been doing it all through the first half, and hopefully at half-time Wilbeck will have found words to sort out his defence. That's more like it. He turns to face, but defending inside the area by Toft. And a penalty has been given. he wasn't doing anything to the line player, but he was standing on the line, and so chance for Kirill Lazarov, the Atletico Madrid. Jumped initially to block and then landed back inside. So Lazarov looking for his sixth goal here. No problem at all. 21-17. Landon not too happy with that. The Danish keeper has become the #1 keeper of the Danish team since the last European Championships, when the legendary Danish captain Kasper Hvidt retired. And a hot reception for the Danish attacks resumes. Mikkel Hansen in the middle. Bo Spelleberg gets the shot away, and he's taken a blow on the arm. Markowski coming out very hard on him. Spelleberg, number 13 there, who had a groin strain, left out initially of the Danish team, but called in when the whole back line, frankly, have been misfiring in this championship. It's been a lackluster performance so far for the Danes, I'm afraid. Their victory over Slovakia, well, laboured to say the least. Well, he went to shoot, defending inside the area, but it's given as a free throw only. And after that difficult win over Slovakia, the Danes went on to be ambushed in both their games against Poland and Serbia, with the winning goal against them coming in the last 30 seconds in both cases. Mikkel Hansen tries to go all the way through the defence, absolutely hanging on to him, and the referees have to take some action there, surely. And Mitkov goes off. The players need some degree of protection. Holding on to him, pulls him back, and Spelleberg turns to the referee and says, "Come on, please, that's 2 minutes," and he's absolutely right. Spelleberg's in the centre, Mikkel Hansen comes around the back. Søndergaard, Spelleberg, beautifully done. Well, it was good that he was fit again to rejoin the team. He could make a big difference here, Spelleberg. 274 goals in 185 internationals he scored, plays for Kolding in Denmark. Veteran of 4 World Championships and 3 European Championships, as well as the Beijing Olympics. It's the kind of experience that the Danes need. Oh, brilliant. Kirill Lazarov has one of the strongest arms in the business. Delights the fans. Goal number 7 for him. Long range shot, oh, deflected away, but Ristovski. And Søndergaard is livid with the referee there. Feels he's not getting protection. But I'm not sure what the problem is. I'm looking at it again. He got free, he shot, there was no slashing on the arm. He's remonstrating with one of the Macedonians. I'm not sure. Coming off for a break, I think, and Wielbeck feeling that he just needs to cool down before he can be useful again to the team. Otherwise he'll just end up giving away penalties. Something clearly upset him on that last one. They're within 3 at the moment. Macedonia still short-handed for the next 40 seconds or so. All the way through into the goalkeeper. Free throw for Macedonia. Only one meeting. Well, there he is, looking a little calmer now, Søndergaard. And, well, it's Kirill Lazarov who upset him. He seemed to run into him. Couldn't stop his momentum, and I don't know whether Lazarov flicked at him. Mikkel Hansen, and that's the kind of powerful shot we haven't seen enough of from him. And the Danes are up and running again now, but they've got to maintain that momentum because Lazarov keeps on tipping them back again. Linking up well with Stoilov on the line. Macedonia have Zlatko Mojsovski on the right wing now. Only 40 seconds of play so far in the competition for the 30-year-old winger. Getting a little bit more of a run out here today. Shot straight down the middle. And I'm trying to see what the foul is, and Wielbeck is probably asking the same question. So Well, if they don't score, they get a free throw, and the Spanish referee gets another tongue lashing from the Danish coach. Nielsen's worked up about it. It is an intimidating atmosphere in the hall here, I must say, with the, they reckon about 7,000 Macedonian supporters who've made the trip here. Kirill Lazarov deflected by Landing, and the ball's picked up by the Danes. And Macedonia back to full strength again. Free throw. The foul by Mirkulovski. And back comes Ristovski, the 29-year-old who plays for Vardar Pro. Markusson, who's come in, tallest player in the competition. And he's been taken off again. Relative newcomer to the Danish team. He's struggled to get into the frame on the attack, but his height very useful against Lazarov in defence. Hansen fouled in the act of shooting. He'll come back for a free throw. Denmark desperately need the points here, but then so do Macedonia, who feel this is almost a home championship for them, and they want to be in that last four if they can. But they've got a long way back to come, with Serbia and Germany topping the group at the moment with the maximum 4 points. Spelleberg. They're being pushed all the way back, and Lindberg comes in from the back. No one picked him up, and 3 goals without reply. 6th goal for the Danish winger. Plays his club handball for Hamburg in Germany. Quick to see the opportunity that everyone had pushed forward to put the backs under pressure. 86% success rate. He's missed just 1 shot so far in the game. And Denmark, 10 minutes into the second half, are within 1. Penalty, fouled on the line, and a 2-minute suspension for Markusson. Well, he did seem to pull the player back. We'll see it better in slow motion. Gets past him. Well, I'm sorry, but that is not a 2-minute suspension. Penalty, yes. He was fouled as he came through. But I see nothing there to give him 2 minutes. So Landin has to stay focused, the goalkeeper from Bjerringbro, as he faces up to Macedonia's top marksman, Kirill Lazarov. Oh, beautifully done. Drops his wrist back, the arm's fast, but the ball rolls off his fingertips in the end, very slowly, and curves over. Beautiful technique. So 2-goal lead restored, Lazarov's 8th goal there. But more to the point, a power play for the Macedonians. They can individually mark the back players now. Lauger has gone in behind, trying to go through. Spelleberg down in front. Seemed to go down very easily. Mitkov gets involved. Well, he's having a little discussion with him. Feels that he went down too easily, but if you push from the back, I'm afraid that happens. And I think Mitkov would do well just to get himself back in defence and settle, the defence specialist. Mikael Hansen, still no passive play signal from the referees. Hansen turns back again. The defence just latched onto them. They need to put someone in behind. A winger's got to go in at the back, because at the moment there's just no space for Hansen. No way through there either for Sonnegaard. In the end, Hansen takes a shot, comes off the post, unlucky, straight into the relieved hands of Kirill Lazarov. Lazarov follows in behind as Mirkulovski goes in. And so off goes Mitkov. And in comes Moisovski. Well, still plenty of time to go in this game, but at the moment Macedonia keeping the initiative here. Inside, it won't count. Landed. A quick look again, switch in. Yes, well down. And so 14 seconds remaining on the suspension. Denmark still under a lot of pressure as the Macedonians put up. Angelovski has gone up onto Hansen. Angelovski, who plays for Constanta in Romanian, trying to keep the Danish marksman at bay, but instead it's Lauga, the 20-year-old. The 17 caps for Denmark coming into this competition. Great prospect for the future. Second goal in the game for him, and once more, even short-handed, the Danes are within one, and they change the goalkeepers. Macedonia, Ristovski's gone off, and in comes Petre Angelov, 35-year-old goalkeeper for the champions Metalurg Skopje. Had a brief spell in France for Tremblay. It's a free throw for Denmark. Landin complaining that the player ran off with the ball. In fairness to him, there's so much glue on resin on the ball that it stayed stuck to his shorts as he ran away. He wasn't actually holding it. The Danish players can barely hear the referee's whistle here. Macedonia's playing effectively a 3-2-1 defence. The Danes respond by putting in a second line player. They're at full strength, the Danes now. Looks for the line. Superb! Great pass in. René Toft Hansen has levelled it. But Spelleberg was the provider. It was beautiful. Look at that, with a little bit of spin. And he shot almost with the backhand because he just couldn't turn his body to face the right way, having been given a bit of a shove in the back by Mirkulovski. And so the 3-goal deficit from half-time is gone. Denmark on level terms now. Oh, beautiful. Well, why did they allow him to get in quite so close? Moisovski. His third goal in the game. The Danes lax in defence and pay the price instantly as they go back behind again. Still this 3-2-1 defence. Macedonians pushing right up to put pressure on the Danish back line, which they know has been susceptible, but today Mikkel Hansen is firing on all cylinders. Goal number 7 for him. Hansen, who was top marksman in the World Championships last year, which Denmark just lost after extra time to France. He's also top marksman this year in the Champions League. Shooting efficiency pretty well matched between the two teams. Macedonia slightly better, 71 to 67%. They've got to block him before he comes in too close. Kirill Lazarov goes around to get a better angle, looks for the line. Stoilov fouled. Hadn't quite controlled the ball though. And Toft looking on anxiously there. Stoilov thought maybe he dislocated a finger initially. I thought so as well. He was holding his hand when he went down suddenly. First thing he did was to hold his fingers. So we're midway through the second half. It's all square here in the Belgrade Arena, which will be the scene of the finals in just over a week's time. The new format in the competition this year has allowed the teams a day off in between matches, and it's certainly improved the quality. In some formats previously, some teams played 3 matches back-to-back, and the recovery time simply wasn't enough. Hansen's free. Lauga has to come back again. Playing it right back at the moment, Lauga, instead of Søndergaard. Hansen, no one's marking him. He goes through. He's got a free throw. Denmark looking to get their first points in the main round. Their only win of the tournament so far on the opening day against Slovakia has been discounted since Slovakia haven't made it through to the main round. Landing in conversation with the other Danish keeper there, Markus Cleverley, who plays for Vive Kielce in Poland. Landin definitely had the lion's share of the workload at these championships so far. Hansen switches. Spelleberg into the centre. Oh, they gave him time. The defence lax in the extreme. Mitkov stood back. He wasn't either covering a line player. Look at him, number 8. What's he doing? 14's dropped in. Markovski said, I've got the line play, I'm going back with him. And Mitkov just stood his ground. And suddenly the Danes have edged in front. Patience is a virtue, they say, and the Danes, well, they've shown it here today, but they still have to maintain that now. There's time. Got only 5 goals in the second half so far for the Macedonians, compared with 9 for Denmark, and Wilbeck's men have found the inspiration at half-time to fight their way back into it and quieten the Macedonian fans, well, as much as you can anyway. They're not an easy lot to quieten. Well, those are actually some of the Danish supporters who made the trip. Kirill Lazarov into the line, tries to shoot, that goes past the post, nothing given. That was a very opportunist shot by Stoilov. Trying to release the wing, it came through too slowly, that will be a free throw. Lauga in the thick of it. And they were trying to release Lindberg on the wing, but just couldn't get the ball out. Lauga, 20 years, plays for Bjerringbro, Silkeborg. Played at the World Championships last year, he was just at 19. Spelleberg, Hansen, this time well defended. A wry smile from Hansen, as Markovski says, I didn't mean to do that. I'm sure he's going, I know you didn't. You just accidentally fell with your knee across me. Spelleberg, Hansen's got a bit of space. Spelleberg, they're just backwards and forwards testing it, and eventually they stand back, and once more Mitkov's the defender at fault. He's really slowed coming up, and he's costing them right now, the number 8. Look at that. Comes across. And they've got to sort out that connection between Markovski and Mitkov as to who's got the line play and who's going to stay out and mark Hansen. They've scored 3 without reply now, Denmark, all from the left back. 26-24, and that's in. Hopefully kick-starts their scoring again. Alushovski. 4th goal for him. Landing coming out to try and cover. Well, this 3-2-1 defence. More effective in the first half, frankly, but now struggling as the Danes move the ball around and eventually take the shot, and Hansen is unstoppable at the moment. That's 4 in succession for Denmark. 10 goals for him. And he's finally clicked into life, the Dane. Hansen, who plays for Danish Championship top team AG Copenhagen, although he's just signed there from Barcelona, where he spent a little time. Macedonia put Mirkulovski now in at right back, whereas Lazarov goes to the centre instead. Superb! Stoilov free at the back, and a misunderstanding in defence. Leaves the line player free. It's his first goal of the second half, 7 overall. And Mogensen really couldn't be faulted. He was the wrong side trying to cover the wing and ran back. But they'd all pushed up, unfortunately, in the middle. 10 minutes to go then in the game. Denmark still just in front, 27-26. Hansen's getting a little bit closer attention now. Unfortunately, they leave him for a nanosecond, and again he's up to his old tricks. Takes off, not particularly high, but really hard. That would have been over 100 kilometers an hour. 11 goals for the Danish marksman. Little switch inside, Mirkulovski, saved, picked up by Eggert. On the wing in the left-hand side, the wing goes in deep, he's free now, if they just pass it to him, it's gone to the other wing instead. And Lindberg scores. Lindberg's 7th. And team timeout called by Szundowski, the Macedonian coach, and the Danes high-five each other. Slowly but surely they've turned this around. 13-7 exchange in the second half. Sees Denmark leading 29-26. Szundowski staying calm with his team here. Well, the Macedonians will be disappointed. They started so well, but Kirill Lazarov now being guarded carefully, and that connection he had in the first half with him and Stoilov, where if they stayed on Stoilov, Lazarov was scoring, and vice versa. If they pushed up onto him, then he was going into the line. Not working now, and Wielbeck, he used to coach the Danish women's team, took them to a couple of Olympic titles, world and European titles before his retirement, called back out of retirement in 2005 to turn the fortunes of the men's team around when they were down in the doldrums, and he certainly has done that. They were European champions in 2008. They were World Championship bronze medalists in 2007. The Danish supporters looking happy. A few leftovers from Christmas on their heads there, I think. And of course, silver medal for Denmark at the World Championships last year. Could have been gold. It really was on a knife edge with France before the French took the title to maintain the treble. A treble that France may not be keeping here because they've gone into the main round as well with 0 points like Denmark. And Hansen goes down with a blow in the melee. You can see what happened there. So Mirkulovski goes in. It's Toft, I think, actually, who's taken the blow. You can see him there, blocks a bit. And I'm not sure who caught him. It wasn't Mirkulovski. It was I think the line player coming in from the other side, trying to get the loose ball, who just flicked him as he went past. No harm done, though. He's up and fine as they mop the floor. So 8 minutes and 20 seconds. They're just checking an elbow. Nielsen saying he's got something on his elbow which he shouldn't have, and I'm not sure what that is. Or is it a cut? More than likely then. I'm afraid any open cuts need to be patched up before you can put a player on, as Stoilov there, the 24-year-old from Vardar Pro, just recovered from injury in time to be included in this squad. One of 11 players who remain from the team that played in the 2009 World Championship, their last outing in a major event for Macedonia, where of course they met Denmark in the main round, losing 24-32 on that occasion, the Macedonians. They've given the Danes a good run for their money here today, and it's still not decided by a long way. Mogensen is now coming into the playmaker position. He'll go off as they bring in Spelleberg. And here comes the number 13 who's picked up. They've switched from a 3-2-1 now to a 5-0-1 with individually marking Spelleberg. It's an interesting tactic because Hansen's the marksman with the 11 goals. They obviously feel that as long as you can starve him of the feed from the right direction, he will struggle. Spelleberg nearly dispossessed. Lauger, awkward one for the goalkeeper. The ball's loose. Lauger tries to get the rebound, but just knocks it out of play. And back come Macedonia. Second line player going on, mistake by the keeper. Kirill Lazarov scores through the legs. Landing will be annoyed with that, giving away possession or the initiative cheaply. That said, you can't blame him too much. He's on a 33% save rate, doing his best. Ah, Spelleberg. Well, Temelkov came into the defence, and as he ran one way, Spelleberg saw his opportunity. Look at him, he's just arriving. There you go. Your momentum's taking you that way. Very clever play by the Dane. Fifth goal for Spelleberg, and brings up the 30 for Denmark, maintains a 3-goal lead. And after the Danes were the ones chasing all through the first half, suddenly the Macedonians find the boots on the other foot now. Kirill Lazarov Kasper Nielsen comes up to him very quickly. Stoilov blocked, but it's inside the area by Toft. He's conceded the penalty with 6 minutes to go. Have a look again. Stoilov gets the ball, makes something out of nothing, frankly. Pushes back. He's 110 kilos tall and 192. Low centre of gravity, and I'm afraid takes Toft into the area with him. So Kirill Lazarov steps up to the 7-metre line yet again. And no mistake, makes it 3 from 3 from the 7-metre line. He's now in double digits as well. 10 goals, 3 of them from the penalty line. Switch in defence now. As Angelovski is marking Hansen instead of Spelleberg. No, he changes. He's just staying on the left back, so it's not so much player-specific as position-specific. Eggert! Poor shot by him. He had the inside post, but somehow put it straight down the middle onto Angelov. Back on Macedonia. Just 2 goals in it. Kirill Lazarov doesn't see options and decides to play it slower. Lazarov goes around again. The winger comes through as an extra player, right the way through the defence. Beautifully played. Moisovski. Fourth goal for Moisovski, and they're within 1. Sandowski's been given a yellow card. The Macedonian coach has a little friendly exchange with Mikael Hansen, saying that should have been 2 minutes, and the Spanish referee goes, well, I'll tell you what, instead of 2 minutes, why don't I give you the yellow card? It's the one situation in the match where you can get that 4th yellow card is actually when it's the coach who picks it up. Hansen all the way through, good defence this time. Mitkov does latch on to him, the 30-year-old from Barnbach in Austria. He's been playing for a few years. Eggert goes in as a second-line player to make a bit of space, and it works. They just stay flat long enough for Hansen to drive in behind him and score his 12th goal. 4 minutes to go, 2 goals in it. Well, Denmark need every point now in this round. Although mathematically possible, it's a very, very long shot. Nielsen says there's shoving going on the line, which you're just not picking up on. Referees aren't interested. That was the 11th for Lazarov, and they're within 1 again. Let's have a look and see. And the answer is, well, there's a player lying in defence there. I can't get in the line to block it. He should have stopped play when he went down, because he's in the area, and they've actually got a point. 3.5 minutes to go. Defence is very, very deep. Lauga at right back. Sonogor has been off since he had that little set 2. Lindberg fouled. Oh. Fouled in the act of shooting. But because the defender wasn't moving at that point, Moisovski, he's given him just a free throw. Spelleberg. Hansen nearly dispossessed. They're playing it too close, the Danes. Lauga, oh, he's done it. Well, the 20-year-old showing maturity beyond his age. 3rd goal for Lauga under pressure with the clock running down. 3 minutes to go now for the Macedonians. They need 3 to win it and to shut out the Danes. Lazarov! As soon as they give him space, he's away. 12 for him. 31-32 the deficit. It's all very simple play. 2 on the line. Temelkov, the winger, going in to help flatten the defence. It's a real intimidating atmosphere here for the Danes with that howling and whistling. Spelleberg can't shoot, comes out wisely, showing what experience means. Oh, Oh, tried to go under the keeper, and it stopped. Angelov just got his feet on top of it. Lazarov takes the shot, no one went up to him, and they're all square. 13 for him. Well, suddenly from nowhere, having done all the chasing, it's a 5-2 exchange for the Macedonians. And the Danes are drying up, and they've got to watch it here. Team timeout called by Wilbeck. Against both Poland and Serbia, the Danes led the game, but only by 1 or 2. They looked as if they had the wherewithal to pull away, but somehow just couldn't build on it. They allowed the other team to lag along by that 1 or 2 goal right the way through to the last minute. And each time they were ambushed in that last minute. They're off to Serbia 24-22, and against Poland it was 27-26. Serbia hitting them twice in the last minute. Lars Christiansen in the back there, tracks it on, trying to urge on his teammates, the 39-year-old veteran, and the Danes looking anxious. For a moment they thought, well, we're going to nick this game. But the Macedonians have very different ideas. The Macedonians on 1 point, they need this really to move up and get level with Poland ahead of their upcoming games against Poland themselves, because that will then get them past them, and then of course the big showdown, and that's going to be a heated affair on the final day in this round, Serbia-Macedonia. So Hansen individually marked in the bottom of the picture, Spellebear in the centre. Hansen, Spellebear into the wing, there's not enough space for Eggert, they bring it back out again. Lauga into the wing, play on, saved! And Macedonia had the ball, 1 minute and 10 seconds to go. Slow it up. They pull the ball back and wait to get all their players in position, and Wilbeck looking anxious, as rightly he should. Well, Ristovski has done well, a couple of critical saves now in the last few minutes. And we now do enter the last minute of the game. It's all square here in Belgrade. Kirill Lazarov. Release the ball, play on, say the referees. Again, a player's down. Toft sends the line player flying. Stoilov goes down with a lot of help from the Dane. Look at the tussle in the back there, number 19. You go and lie there, I'll just take the ball. Very uncompromising. Rene Toft, and Denmark preparing to send on an extra player and take off their goalkeeper if they have to. Henrik Toft Hansen, the younger of the two Toft brothers, is prepared. Landing will race off if they have to. If they concede a goal here, prepared to see Denmark put in an extra player. 30 seconds to go. Comes to the other side. Free throw again, and the clock's running down. It really works in Macedonia's favour that they give as little time as possible to the Danes to respond. Is that an attacking foul? Free throw only. You took 4 steps anyway. Well, I was held around the neck. You can almost hear the dialogue, can't you? Poladenko once more has had to come across to Wilbeck to calm things down. Let's have a look again here. Well, I don't think that's an attacker's foul. He was held high. The referee saying, well, that's 3 steps. Now that's a 4th one. And once more Toft caught in the thick of it. Clock has been stopped with 16 seconds remaining. Passive play's being warned. They've got to take a shot quick. Lazarov goes to the side. Free throw again. Still the clock's ticking. They've got to mop the floor. They've stopped the clock once more. 9 seconds to go, and the draw will serve neither team a particularly great purpose. Mirkulovski drives in, skids away. Here we go, Lazarov. Saved and picked up by the Danes. Hansen puts the ball down. Oh, they've done it with 2 seconds to go. Incredible by Denmark. Lazarov thought he was safe to take the shot with 4 seconds. It's saved brilliantly by Landing, and look at the despair for the Macedonians. Hansen picks the ball up straight down the court. and it was a flash that the Macedonians just didn't see go past. You could see the relief on Wielbeck's face. The small band of Danish supporters are celebrating, but the hall has been quietened all of a sudden. And I think Lindberg went off. There it's the shot. Hansen gets the ball, and look at the pass, goes straight out. Lindberg's away, the winger, and that's the winner. Incredible finish. Lazarov had the chance to shoot to win and not give the Danes a chance to hit back, and instead, in the remaining 3 odd seconds or so, the Danes have snatched the points here, and it's probably dented Macedonia's chances of going through to the last 4. And the crowd have definitely gone very quiet, but all credit to the Danes. They really had to hang in. Great finish. There it is. Top got the loose ball, gave it to Hansen down the court, and Alushovsky despairingly chasing after him. They look up as if to say, no, the clock's run out. It hasn't. Look at the celebrations on the bench. Talk about snatching it. Talk about an ambush at the end of a game. That was classic. Well, the Danes have suffered a couple of times with last-second calls in Poland and the Serbia matches. But here today, they've got revenge. And it's only a small part of the crowd that are cheering right now. The Danes go and find them, thank their supporters. Well, sportingly in the background there, you can see some Macedonian fans applauding. It's been a tense game. It's been a great game. And we'll have the man of the match awards, and surely the 2 marksmen have got to be up for it. Hansen scoring 12, Lazarov just outstripping him with 13. Both have played well, but I'm afraid it wasn't enough for Lazarov, who tried to pull the team through. He and Stoilov scoring 20 of Macedonia's 32 goals. And the Danish supporters looking to the heavens. Hansen indeed gets his reward from Michael Videre, Secretary General of the European Handball Federation. 12 goals with a 71% success rate. He smiles for the first time in the competition, frankly, and the Danes have something to celebrate. After a miserable start, they're in gear, and they may be a long way off qualifying for the last 4, but they could be the big spoiler now for all the other teams. And a rather forlorn Lazarov with his 13 goals and 76% efficiency takes the top marksman award for the Macedonians, but he looks absolutely disgusted with the result. They're still in shock, the Macedonians, and he probably feels bad, Lazarov, because he took the shot thinking, well, now there'll be no time to be hit back. And the answer was, you're wrong. The Danes can score goals on the fast break. They're probably the quickest team around, and they did exactly that. They hit them on the break through Lindberg, who's had a brilliant match down on the right wing. It was his 8th goal, Lindberg. Let's look at the statistics then. 66% success rate for the shooting for Macedonia, 67 for the Danes. The stats very closely matched. 5 fast breaks for Denmark, but it's the last one that made all the difference. 3 for Macedonia, and they all scored their penalties. And so the Macedonians left disappointed. Denmark is celebrating here tonight, their first real showing of the game. Hansen with 12, Lazarov with 13, top scorers and indeed top players here. But Lindberg with 8 was the best of the, or the next best of the Danes. Did well, and Stoilov with his 7. Here is the progression in the second half as Denmark slowly worked their way back. They had a long spell at the beginning when they couldn't quite get into it, and eventually, once they did get going, they outstripped the Macedonians all the way through. Their goals coming from 5 fast breaks, mostly down the centre. Left back and right wing positions are where they had most of the success. Well, let's look then at the Macedonian card. Straight down the centre, look at that 18. That's breakthroughs, and Stoilov with 3 fast breaks and 3 penalties. 3 from the left wing, 5 long-range shots from the back. But in the end, it wasn't enough. Denmark have pipped them right at the end, 33-32. What drama. Next up, it's Serbia against Germany. Hope you can join us for that. Thanks for watching. For now, we'll take a short break. So from me, Paul Bray, goodbye and see you very shortly.